Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your reading for the month of July. My name is Wendy and today I will be using the beautiful Robin Wood Tarot to conduct your reading. This is my favorite tarot deck of all time. It's based on the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. It's just a little more illustrative. So this deck was made over the decade of the 80s and was published in 1989. I really hope that they bring it back into print because I'd love another copy. Anyway, my favorite deck, we'll be using it for your reading for this month. And we're going to look at this month from the perspective of the bloom cycle, or the metaphor of the bloom cycle. When you look at flowers, plants with flowers, there's this initial burst of vibrant, abundant color and really something beautiful to behold. And then all of a sudden, all those flowers start to shrivel up and sort of disappear, and it causes us, it's almost like a new moon, it kind of causes us to have unconditional faith that what we've already invested in or what we've planted will continue to grow, will continue to yield a result, but to honor the ebb and flow of that particular cycle. So we're going to look at what's blooming in your life, what is being released or what is disintegrating, and then we'll look at the overall message or takeaway from this particular month. So Sagittarius, what's blooming in your life? Sagittarius, what is blooming for you? You have the Page of Wands. So something is definitely blooming in your life, Sagittarius, something big. It could be a way of marketing yourself, branding, like how do you want to express yourself? With the Page of Wands, we see someone who is ready to walk. So this tells me that something in your life has to grow. It's ready to expand. It's ready for more in order to keep stoking this flame. It's kind of like the match was struck with the ace. It was applied to the tea light as the Page of Wands, but this doesn't have the lifespan or the resources, let's say, that a torch would. So eventually we want to apply this flame of yours to something larger that can sustain it more long term and help it burn brighter. And I'm hearing more truly as well. So there's a need for movement. You're ready for movement. You're ready to explore. You're ready to talk about something. There's a lot of adventure in this card. Some of you could be receiving visitors, visiting people's houses, just maybe that more old-fashioned way of like just showing up and kind of knocking on your neighbor's door and then having a drink with them. Something like that, where you want to explore more of what's closer to you. You want to know more deeply and more detailed that which is close to you. I do get Gemini energy from that card. And by Gemini energy, I mean third house activities. So we're looking at the neighborhood, we're looking at communication, short distance travel, quick things. So really getting to know the land around you. And I use land as a stand-in for anything that you are looking to grow or explore further. But it does tell me that this is like, we're ready to walk, we're ready to go. We need to take this to the next level. So maybe you're thinking about, how do I package this, or how do I discuss this topic? How do I bring up this conversation? How do I introduce myself? How do I advertise my services around my neighborhood? Because maybe I want to make a bit of extra cash, so I have a skill or a service I can offer people who are too busy with their lives. Maybe I can cut their grass, right? There's something about like, you can actually capitalize a little bit more. There's a lot to be gained from what is closer to you. So I feel like you don't have to look as far as you thought. You just have to grow what you already have, which can be challenging. Sometimes it's easier to believe in something that we haven't done yet, as opposed to something that we already have going. So this is telling me that you want to have faith in what you already have. And I feel like a lot of you are like looking for funding for something or looking for grants, and you're expanding your message. So when we talk about how to brand or how to market, this, I know we're looking at a soul reading, but we're talking about this from a very like financial sort of mundane perspective, but it's an aspect of life, and it does connect to you holistically, because you want to connect to that authentic part of you, your values. Like, why does this matter to you? You want me to fund your event, for example. Well, explain how this matters to you and how it matters to the community. Page of Wands really connects to the fire within and expresses it outwardly. I feel like we could just keep rolling with that Page of Wands, because it feels like we're just getting started. It feels like there's something exciting there. Let's see, that said, let's see what's disintegrating or what's falling away. What is being released? The Ten of Cups. Okay, so this could be family, of course. It could be friends, community, people you feel safe with, where you've felt where you have felt comfortable. The Ten of Cups. Could this be, I am kind of seeing something idyllic or idealized, like a vision board. This to me feels like a finish line, sort of a vision board, something that you've had, like a canvas or a picture frame, and everything is picture perfect. I think your vision of what you, maybe where you feel like you belong, maybe some of you are leaving your parents' house, you've been living with your parents, you're ready to sort of explore beyond. You're ready, no matter what, you're ready to explore beyond what comfort has shown you. And this is interesting, we're in Cancer season for a lot of this month, and Cancer energy is so much about roots and comfort and familiarity and stability and trust and security. So it can really help us feel comfortable where we are. But it can also highlight where there are problems in the familiar. It can highlight where we need to change our approach, change our direction to have that feeling of security. So I think that your prior vision is changing, right? Because the Ten of Cups is what you're releasing or what's falling away right now. The family unit, it feels like someone, like a young person maybe in your household, maybe your adolescent, or not your adolescent, your young adult child is moving out, or they're going to school, or like there's a really significant chapter closing here, but also a big one that opens. And for some of you, these responsibilities or this family aspect could be people that you were responsible for caring for. Maybe your clients, maybe you've had clients who, you know, you've been working with for a long time, and now it's time for them to take their teachings and their experiences with you and, you know, take that into the real world, the bigger picture. Someone you've been caring for is starting, like someone's taking kind of what you've given them, what they've learned, how they've grown, and they're figuring out how to navigate that themselves. So there's a huge new path that is being forged at this time. It's actually quite fiery. It's very cardinal, like fiery energy. I can hear, I don't know why, but I feel like Sagittarius watching is like, man, you've been harping on the same thing for 10 minutes. Like, get to the point. We get it. And maybe, like, in terms of what's being released as well, there's something about emotional fulfillment with the Ten of Cups being that completion point in the emotional, spiritual suit of cups. There is a chapter ending as you know it. And it's like, into the fire, throw me into the fire. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. I'm confident enough. I'm not experienced enough. I don't know what this path will bring, but I have enough confidence in myself that I know I can face it. I know I can take it on. So there's a lot of self-confidence in this adventurous side of you. Yeah, what you've come to know is changed and it's time to move on in a different way. But it looks bright. It's very positive. It's a positive moving on. It's not a sorrowful one. Now let's see what is, I mean, there's probably a bit of sorrow that comes with this change, but overall the energy that I get is it's nothing to fear. It's nothing to really worry about. It actually feels quite positive for everyone involved. So, Sagittarius, what are you meant to take away from this? What's the lesson? The Ace of Pentacles and Judgment. Those are some powerful symbols to show up together with the pentacle and the phoenix. It feels like a cycle is complete. Everything's in its right place. And what you're meant to take away from this is a new understanding of what matters, a solidified trust, a foundation that feels true and strong. But it feels like you have to go somewhere, you have to find your own definition or your own place of like sanctuary to connect to yourself. I feel like that Page of Wands is exploring and you know, happens upon this garden, this plinth, this pentacle, this place. And the answer comes. So the answer comes when you are exploring something new, a new path, a new place, like an outdoor space in particular, one that is quite peaceful. So I do see like a park or a cemetery, you know, a place that is peaceful and quiet and full of trees and greenery, and you can just hear, you can watch the sky, you hear the wind in the leaves, but essentially you are alone with your thoughts, and the answer comes when you're in this place. So maybe a lot of you have been looking to others for something, for security, for an answer, and that's falling away. These people could have guided you and encouraged you and helped you on your path, but ultimately this is something that you have to explore for yourself. So it feels like there's a judgment is like this second chance, but it's also, it's not like it was before, because you now have the wisdom of this experience. When you go into that second chance, you can now apply all of your wisdom, your experiences, what you've come to understand, what you would do, what you wouldn't do. This really speaks to a profound comfort with oneself, a knowledge of oneself, and acknowledging, like Judgment wants to be seen and heard. It is the rock and roll card. And it's like, here I am, here's my message. I'm ready to be seen and heard. I'm ready to make some noise. I'm ready to challenge maybe a little bit, right? Judgment with that rock and roll energy, it can be quite in your face, or like it kind of challenges the comfort of the Ten of Cups, let's say. I really feel like some of you are transforming in terms of how you identify, how you express yourself, and this Judgment is kind of like your final form, like you're transforming into who you really are, and that feels rockin' awesome. So Hell yeah, Sagittarius. This is a great reading. I hope you have a wonderful month ahead. I know it took quite a bit to get to that end message. Hopefully someone is still watching and takes something from this. If you want a personal reading with me, I would love to read your cards. Information for personal readings is in the description box. Yes, I'm opening my books again, so the information is in the description box, and just email me if you want a reading. All that's in the description box. I'd love to read for you. Sagittarius, have a wonderful month, and I will see you soon.